Time to flip the calendar to the month of June, and it starts off in San Francisco. An absolutely gorgeous day here in San Francisco. Blue skies, temperatures were perfect, and the Phils and the Giants get together for game one of this three-game series. All right, let's take a look at the comparison. The first 2 months of the season for the Phillies, very similar. The Phillies are playing very good baseball. One thing that really stands out from May, the starters have picked it up in a big way. A 2.43 earned run average for the Phil's starting staff, averaging over 6 innings per outing. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy along with Ben Davis. All right, so the Phillies, who swept the San Francisco Giants in a 4-game series earlier this year at Citizens Bank Park, will see them this weekend and not see them again. The Phillies hope they can pick up right where they left off at Citizens Bank Park.
Those 4 games, they've really just had their way with the San Francisco Giants, and hopefully that trend can continue in this 3-game series. But this is game 1 off Jeff Samardzija. Odubel Herrera was how's a firecracker. I know, Tom, he's cooled off over the last 10 days or so, but this is what this series really got him going. Righties, lefties, it didn't matter. And I was talking to Bruce Bochy before the game. I said, Carlos Santana swung the bat really well. He said, yeah, when we were back in Philly, we were the team that got him hot.
Well, he had 13 RBIs in this series. That was a ball off the glove of Gorkis Hernandez. That started to snowball for Carlos Santana, and then the pitching was very good. In fact, in game number 2, this is Aaron Nola. Everything was down in the zone. In fact, he worked just like he did yesterday. The outside and inside part of the plate. I know you talked to Boch, and Bruce Bochy said he loves Aaron Nola.
Absolutely loves Aaron Nola, and Aaron Nola is really coming into his own. And then in game 3, well, the real Santana doing his business again. The best part about Carlos recently is that he's doing it from both sides of the plate, and he's using the whole field.
Well, it's important for him since he's in the middle of the lineup, and with Rhys Hoskins now on the disabled list, the Phillies are going to need their RBIs to come from other places. And Santana, Herrera, Maikel Franco, those are the guys that have to pick it up. Now, game 4, the Phils trailed this one 3-0 with Vince Velasquez on the hill, but it was Santana again that got the Phils rolling, and the offense then picked up right where they'd left off in game number 3. So, in the 4-game series, 304 batting average. Not only that, 9 home runs. The starters, though, were very good with a 1.46 ERA. The Giants had 55 strikeouts. That's the most ever in a 4-game series. Now, part of that series included Nick Pivetta, who takes the baseball tonight for the Phillies. And the Phillies hope that Pivetta can continue what he built in the month of May.
The fastball has been really, really good. The slider's been good. The curveball has been exceptional. But what he's done with that fastball, and we always hear the term spin rate, well, he's able to carry a fastball at the top of the zone, not throw it to the catcher, throw it through the catcher. His curveball was real good, but again, that fastball velocity is up at the top of the zone. The Giants hitters won't be able to do a whole lot with it.
All right, in that start against the Giants, he went just 5 innings, but still was able to handle their offense. Now, the difference between Pivetta now and Pivetta in his inaugural season 2017, it's the earned run average, it's the opponent's average, it's also the fact that the walks are down for Nick Pivetta, and that has helped him really establish himself as the number 3 starter in this Phil's rotation. So, tonight is game number 1 of this 3-game series. Chris Stratton, you talk about spin rate. Well, he's one of those guys that's toward the top of the list as well. Making his 12th start, he does not go deep into ball games, which has been a huge problem for the Giants with their rotation. When we return to San Francisco, see that guy at shortstop? He's a second baseman, but he's played really well in place of J.P. Crawford. We'll talk about Scott Kingery when we come back. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider, according to speedtest.net. By Toyota, the summer starts here at Toyota. Let's go places. By Citizens Bank, official bank of the Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. By Coca-Cola, taste the feeling. And by Independence Blue Cross, live fearless. Learn more at ibx.com. Giants are only visit out here to the Bay Area. In fact, the Phillies will not see the Giants the rest of the year when this series comes to a close. All right, so as we begin the month of June, one thing we know, the Phillies are game out in the National League East. Now, one part of their game that has not been up to par has been the overall team defense. But the eyes will tell you that Scott Kingery is getting more and more comfortable playing shortstop for the Phillies.
Absolutely. When Scott Kingery broke with this ball club north out of spring training, we all said to ourselves, where's he going to play? We knew Cesar Hernandez was going to play second base every day. He might make a couple starts. But as we take a look at our Hyundai defensive plays of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers, he is getting comfortable, Tom. He's getting very, very comfortable. And I personally didn't know if he had the arm that could play at shortstop. First of all, he's shown a lot of range, but yes, he does have enough arm strength to get the ball across the diamond. He's able to right himself and make very accurate throws on the first base.
We saw in the Dodgers series, he did have an error in game number 3 or game number 4 of that series, but still, he was able to make game-changing plays against Los Angeles, and that is exactly what you need. When we return, we're going to head to the NBC Sports Philadelphia studios before lineups and first pitch. Time here in San Francisco. The Giants have taken the field as we get set for the first of this three-game series. Let's take a look at the Phillies lineup, brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider, according to speedtest.net. Well, Scott Kingery gets the nod to bat second tonight behind Cesar Hernandez, then Odubel Herrera. Santana bats cleanup, 13 RBIs in that four-game series. And then we spin down to the number 8 spot. That's where Dylan Cousins is, making his major league debut for the Philadelphia Phils. They'll face right-hander Chris Stratton. Stratton in his second start this year against the Phillies. He's won 3 straight, but he hasn't gone more than 5 innings in those 3 ball games. Overall, he is 6-3, Ben, with an ERA of 4.97.
Yeah, that's why wins and losses don't tell the story. He's 4-1 in May with a 6.31 ERA. So high ERA, also a lot of wins. 4 pitches, he's not overpowering. He will pitch to contact.
Well, his offense has actually helped him out during the month of May, and it's an offense that's been pretty darn good for the San Francisco Giants. Dusty Watson taking his spot over at third base, and Jose Flores is about to stroll over to first base to coach for the Phils. It'll be Cesar, Scott Kingery, and Odubel Herrera to lead things off after the Phils split the 4-game series with the Los Angeles Dodgers, winning yesterday by a score of 2-1. Some lightning pitching from Aaron Nola and also Sir Anthony Dominguez. All right, so the Phils trying to win their 5th straight against the Giants. They know the Braves have already won tonight against the Nationals. The team is huddling in the dugout, just making sure that they have their wits about them before they get set for tonight's ball game. Little team prayer. And the first pitch of the game, Cesar shows bunt and takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Cesar 5 for 15 in the series against the Dodgers. Overall batting .268 with 7 home runs, and it's 0-2. Ed Hickox is the home plate umpire tonight. Yeah, that's bounced foul. Hickox behind the plate. Jerry Meals over at first. Chris Siegel's at second base, and Gabe Morales is over at third. 0-2 is a curved ball hit right past Dusty Wathan. Well, maybe that. We're seeing why maybe Stratton doesn't go that deep. A lot of foul balls in this first inning. No balls and 2 strikes. Outside, 1-2.
He just doesn't have a whole lot to overpower you with.
There's Bruce Bochy, Ben's former skipper. In his 12th season with the Giants. He was teetering toward that 500 mark for his overall career numbers, but they have played a little bit better. They're getting healthier. In fact, they've made a couple of adjustments even to start this series, and we'll get some more going this weekend. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cesar whacks it foul. And this will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat.
Cesar doing Cesar-like things.
Off the hands again, fouled away. Cesar in the previous series against the Giants was 4 for 16. He had a home run and 2 RBIs. His numbers not so great here. Hitting under 100. At a strike 3 call. So Stratton does win the battle. And that's the first out of the inning. Pitch cast presented by PJ Willehans. That's a pretty good pitch.
Yes. Obviously Cesar looking for something else.
And now Scott Kingery. See Kingery's numbers against the Dodgers, 3 for 15. And he takes to the knees, 0-1. This 2-hole, Ben, the number 2 spot in the order, has not been the easiest of spots for the Phillies offense this year.
No, it has not.
I'm not sure why. Foul ball. It happens from time to time, but it is kind of odd that guys have struggled in the spots. You got any theory on it?
I don't, because usually that 2-hole, you're going to get a lot of fastballs. Best hitter in your lineup hits third. Therefore, you don't want to put anybody on base at the top, so you're going to get a lot of good pitches to hit in that 2-hole. But it's been a struggle for the Phillies this season.
A little high, and it's 1-2. Well, overall, the Phillies are at 152 in the number 2 spot in the order. That's last in Major League Baseball. There's a broken bat looper out to left center field. That'll drop for a base hit. And just like that, the 32nd hit for the number 2 hitters for the Phils. And a base runner with 1 man down, and it brings Odubel up.
I knew it was low. I wouldn't have guessed it was that low.
Yeah, I noticed it last night. I looked at it a few weeks ago and it wasn't that low, but I noticed it last night, and it was, you know, it's 70 points lower than the number 29 team, and that's the Arizona Diamondbacks. Odubel shows bunt, takes a breaking ball, and it's 0-1.
Crazy look up there and see 313 for Odubel. It's just at 358 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, on the road trip so far, 2 for 17. In fact, he's 0 for his last 9. Haven't seen that in a while from Odubel. Off the end of the bat, and it's 0-2. Everybody goes through it. It's just that he was hot for the first 6.5, 7 weeks of the season.
The problem with Odubel doing it, when he goes through a spell, there's nobody colder. Look, when he's hot, there's nobody hotter. But when he goes into a funk like he's in right now, there's nobody colder.
Do you have any other guys that have done it that way? Because you're right, it does seem like it's hot, red hot, and then it's ice cold.
Like he needs to find a way to go 1 for 4. You know what I mean?
0-2 is off the hands, out to shortstop. Crawford steps on the bag for 1, and a double play. Turned out to be an easy double play. The side is retired, no runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Phillies nothing, Giants coming up. And Nick Pavetta's warming up out on the mound for the Phils. Let's take a look at the Giants lineup, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet service according to speedtest.net. Joe Panik is back, and that's a big deal for the Giants. He helps solidify second base. Buster Posey, well, he's Buster Posey. Although he is under 300 for the season. Really good numbers against the Phils. They'll face Nick Pavetta, who is not getting the ovation that you hear in the background. His 12th start, he's 4-3, an ERA of 3.26.
Scouting report on Nick. He'll sit right at about 95. The curveball is second best pitch.
Joe Panik just off the DL takes the first pitch outside. Panik had left thumb surgery, so that's what placed him on the disabled list. So of course the Phillies did not see him when the Giants were in Philadelphia. Fouls it back. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike, and there's that 95 that Ben was talking about.
The other part to that scouting report, he's 7-3 with a 2.76 in his last 14 starts. It's been good.
Yeah, we are watching him evolve right before our eyes, really, as a starting pitcher. Panik had thumb surgery on the 30th of April. So he's missed 31 games for the Giants. Outside 3-1. He played in 4 games during his rehab. He went 4 for 13 during those games with a double. Outside ball 4. So he walks to start the ball game. That brings us to our Nissan upgrade to the technology of tomorrow today. Now, the Giants during the month of May, they finished 11-16, but strangely they gained a game and a half in the division. So they had the highest batting average in the National League during the month of May at .281. Their problem really has been their pitching. Posey fouls it back. He was 6 for 23 on the last road trip. Hitting .299 with 3 home runs and 19 RBIs. Did you put Bochy on the spot today?
4.
Ask him who his favorite catcher is all time.
I did not. I think we know the answer to that, Tom.
Yeah. Curveball on the inside corner, 0-2.
That buckled Buster there. See a little flinch.
Don't change the subject. You know you want to ask him. So Boch, who would you rather have, me or Buster?
Again, no brainer.
0-2 pitch. Fouled back to the screen. It remains 0-2. Murph, maybe we should saunter over to Bruce Bochy tomorrow and throw it at him and ask him what he thinks.
We can do that.
Yeah.
Ben's saying a no-brainer. I think he's a little cocky, isn't he?
Well.
So glad I'm here with you guys.
No balls and 2 strikes to Posey. And low with a slider, and it's 1-2.
Hey Murph, what were they doing down before the game? That little team huddle.
I think that's exactly what it was. It was a team huddle slash hug, like a group hug.
Did they say anything? Doing any chants or?
I don't know. Honestly, I wasn't close enough to hear if they were chanting or not.
Huh?
I think they were having a prayer.
You think?
Yeah. And a fastball just missed. Usually they're doing it in the bullpen. And the bullpen is basically in play.
Right.
So there's no place for the bullpen to sit, so they sit in the dugout. Let's see if Pivetta can bounce back. That was a really close pitch. And it's pulled foul. Take a look at the last pitch that was called. Oh, here's the what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's not just the pitchers, though.
Broncos there, Dylan Cousins. Aaron Knowles looking over his shoulder saying, what is going on? Curveball hit to third and through the hole into left field. It's a hit toward third base. That ball was not hit hard at all. So it'll be a base hit to put runners on first and second.
Yeah, that 1-2 pitch was pretty darn close, and Buster able to get back in the count and squirt one to left field here.
All right, so now McCutchen is up. Not a bad month of May for McCutchen. Overall hitting .246 with 3 home runs. As the runners lead off, it is a wet infield. I mean, they wet it down with some heavy water before the ball game. Knapp almost looked like he got handcuffed on that. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss. It's a slider. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Let's see the pitch speed on that.
81.
Probably curveball. Slider's a little bit higher. 84, 85.
That's hit foul. And Santana will watch it bouncing and go toward the crowd. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ground ball to shortstop. This might be 2. McCutchen runs well. Toss is soft. And McCutchen will beat it. They'll put runners on first and third. And when I say soft, it was because Kingley was really trying to hurry to try to turn the double play. It wasn't easy to do it because of his speed.
Plus an odd setup here with the way they had the guy shifted. Cesar was pretty much behind second base. You see where he is, and then he's got to get himself into position to turn this double play. He's basically stepping forward right towards the bag as opposed to his typical position at second, going more laterally towards second base.
Fastball high to Brandon Belt. Belt's had a solid year. All-star voting begins today, and I think people, it's hard sometimes for first basemen, if they don't have real good power numbers, to earn a nod for the All-Star team. But Belt's got to be in the mix at .309 with 11 home runs and 31 runs batted in. Swing and a miss. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Another ball on the ground here. Although with this setup on the right side.
Yeah, we've seen that. It's tough to turn 2 with that setup. There's a strike, and it's 1 and 2.
Take a look. We got Scotty right here, Cesar right here. So if balls hit to either one of them, it's going to be tough to, get to the second base bag. Unless it's a rocket hit right at Scotty, he can come in, tag the bag, and then throw on the first.
Which is what happened yesterday when he bobbled it and then had a tag Turner out sliding in.
It's right on Grandal.
Swing and a miss. He got it with 95. Yeah, that's the second out of the inning for Pivetta. Boy, that's some sweet power right there in that arm.
That's some BC Bayou, British Columbia Bayou. Boy, had a little run on it too.
Well, 20 pitches so far, 12 fastballs, 4-seam fastballs, and 2 two-seam fastballs. And he's had 3 curves and 3 sliders. And a base hit to right field for Longoria. That'll score 1. An RBI single. It's 1-0 San Francisco. Right through the vacant hole on the right side where Cesar would have been standing on a normal setup.
But we see the leadoff walk score again, T-Mac.
Taylor set up.
Completely on the left side of the diamond. This couldn't be any more straightaway second base.
Wow, that was right where the second baseman would have been. Well, as we mentioned, sometimes the shift works, sometimes it doesn't.
It's good hitting.
Yep, you got to tip your cap to the guy at the plate.
Well, this man at home plate was bunting today for base hits down the third base line to combat that shift. He did it for about 15 minutes today straight.
Brandon Crawford takes outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
Obviously not going to do it now with runners on base and 2 outs, but maybe if he were to start off an inning, might lay one down. We saw him try it in Philly.
Look at his numbers, 307 right now with 6 home runs. But he's had a really good run recently, not only against right-handers, but everybody. But against right-handers, he's hitting .411 in 73 at-bats. But the batting average on balls in play is at .371. Three balls, no strikes. 24 pitches for Nick.
Looks like the first inning we saw Aaron Nola have yesterday, although Aaron didn't give up a run due to a nice fine catch by Odubel Herrera.
Mac Williamson waits on deck. Ball popped up foul, the 3-2 pitch. So the runners who had started will head back. Runners go. Pitch is lined out to right center field. Cousins is there to make the catch. And that'll do it for the Giants in the inning. But they do score a run. Thanks to 2 base hits, they leave 2. We'll go to the second. 1-0 Giants. is now open and exclusively online. Make sure your favorite Philadelphia Phillies, like Odubel Herrera, are represented on this year's squad by voting at Phillies.com/vote. Catch all the excitement of the 89th MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard, July 17th, live on Fox. Phillies have a couple guys that I think are, at this point, are shoo-ins. Aaron Nola, Jake Arrieta. I mean, those guys should be representing the Phillies in the All-Star Game. And I think Odubel deserves to represent the Phillies in the All-Star Game.
I think in some of the guys in the bullpen.
Here's some of the other guys that are on the ballot. Obviously, the pitchers are not voted on by the fans. But some of the guys like Cesar and Odubel, they warrant consideration. Odubel, again, I think deserves to be there.
Right.
Phillies have played above what everybody expected, so they deserve to have more than one representative in this year's All-Star Game. 0-2 pitch to Santana, inside, 1-2. It'll be Santana, Maikel Franco, Nick Williams. Off the hands, softly up the middle, picked up by Crawford. And one out. That'll bring Franco to the plate. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. We're going to give you an update on Rhys Hoskins. Good to see him back after being back in Philly and getting evaluated with the broken jaw. He does have a hairline fracture in that jaw, but most of the news is good. The swelling is significantly down. He's going to be able, over the next week or so, to be taking swings in the batting cage and able to, kind of keep that swing sharp. He is hoping, he said today that he is hopeful that it will be about a 10-day thing for him, that he'll be able to come back from the disabled list after 10 days. Now, that may be a little optimistic, but he doesn't think it's going to be too long. He will wear a protective helmet with a chin guard that they're working on right now when he does come back. Phil Sheridan, the clubhouse managers, talking with a couple of different companies to get that product sent here. They hope to have it by next week sometime so that he can try it out and take some swings with that. But all in all, it is good news for Rhys Hoskins. So he's back here with his teammates, and he will have a follow-up appointment next week. And hopefully at that point, they'll be able to kind of pinpoint when he'll be able to get back out on the field. Yeah,
the swelling is actually down compared to what it was the other day when he left for the trip back to Philadelphia to have the doctor take a look at it. And the doctor told him that the first 48 hours, and this happens a lot, I guess, with injuries, the first 48 hours he would have the most pain and the most swelling, and then it should start to subside. It's weird. It goes from his chin to the back of his mouth, behind his teeth. That's where the fracture is. As that ball is hit foul by Nick Williams. And it's 0-2.
Well, that is where the brunt of the force was.
Yeah. And we said the other day that we had never seen it before. Everybody says, I've never seen that before. But Murph, you were watching a college game today, and you said you saw the same thing happen to a college player. Swing and a miss.
You're right, Tom. I was watching the Ohio State South Carolina game today, and a young man on South Carolina did the exact same thing, and he took one to the jaw. I don't think he broke anything, so that was good news for him.
Yes, it was. 1-2-3 go the Phils on to the bottom of the second here in San Fran. NBC Sports app to catch the Phils all weekend long. Just select your provider, enter your login info, and pick the game you want to watch. Bottom of the second, the Phils down 1-0. And it'll be Mac Williamson, Gorkis Hernandez, and Chris Stratton to face Nick Pivetta. Nick threw 28 pitches in the first inning. Phillies did not see Williamson when the Giants were in Philadelphia earlier this year. He was out with a concussion. Got a pitch high. It's 1-0. Two balls and no strikes to Williamson. 6 for 23 since coming off the disabled list. This time he gets the outside part of the plate. That seems to be what he's been trying to do against Mac Williamson.
Watching Williamson take BP today. Kind of has a stance like Jay Buhner.
Yes, he does.
Like Bone.
To the right side, foul. Giants ball dude is able to corral it.
Jay Buhner, what a great dude.
Well, he could hit.
Oh.
That's one of those deals that really helped out the Mariners, and for years Yankee fans and Seinfeld fans lamented the fact that they traded him. There's ball 4, so Williamson walks. And now Gorkis Hernandez.
After throwing a boatload of pitches in that first inning, Phillies offense really didn't give him a chance to catch his breath in the top half of the second.
Rick Kranitz, the Phillies pitching coach, keeping an eye out. That's a good spot right there.
Yeah.
You can live in that area.
That has 5-4-3 written all over it.
Good curveball. It's 0-2. It's funny though. It's a natural split. 5 sliders, 4 curveballs so far for Nick. With Andrew Knapp doing the catching tonight, Jorge Alfaro has the evening off.
Jorge taking up majority of the catching duties, but Knapper's been getting his work in. He's catching bullpens. He's been out throwing drills. Definitely keeping his legs in shape.
Get a chance to play in front of some of his friends and family here. His mom and dad are here. They were in LA as well. At a foul ball. Remains 1-2. I think that ball may have gotten a piece of Andrew or the home plate umpire. And a strike 3 called right on the inside part of the plate. Second strikeout for Pivetta. And one away, and Chris Stratton will be the hitter. PJ Wheelahans presents our pitch cast. And, well, may have been a little inside.
We'll take it.
Ball's butted foul. Tries to bunt again and does. It's a nice bunt. And Pivetta will get the out at first. 1-4 on the sack. Had a runner at second with 2 men down. Bring Dad to the ballpark on Chevrolet Father's Appreciation Day. Sunday, June 10th versus Milwaukee. That's a 1:35 first pitch. The John Kruk 1990s batting practice pullover will be given out to men 15 and older. Go to Phillies.com to get your tickets.
Wait until you see what I got you for Father's Day. You're going to love it.
Pitches outside, 1-0. John Deere tractor.
You already have one of those.
I do. It's under the weather, though.
It's like your power washer.
Which one? All 3 are under the weather.
Cracks me up every time that you have 3 of those things.
Yeah. 1 ball, 1 strike. Your gift that I'm getting you should be on its way.
Oh, really?
Yep. I got you 2 because I'm never sure which size you're wearing in shirts. I know sometimes you prefer a different size over another depending on the brand. So this Fortnite t-shirt is either a XL or XX.
Don't even.
1 ball, 1 strike. Fouled away again by Panic. 1-2.
Fifth pitch coming up.
Throws a slider. It's in the dirt. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nice play by Knapp just to keep the runner at second base. Good thing for the Phillies bullpen if they have to get up and be used early. Sir Anthony Dominguez gave everybody a day off yesterday. They got Mark Leiter, who is filling in as the long man now when Drew Hutchinson was DFA'd, who, by the way, I thought did a nice job as the Phillies long man.
Fine job.
And I would think another team will pick him up.
Yeah. Absolutely. And for not getting steady work like he was getting, when he went in there, he did his job.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Paddock. That one's down the left field line. It'll slice foul and out of play. Check swing. 3-2. And a pulled base hit into right field. Williamson will score, and it's now 2-0 Giants. RBI single for Panic, who has scored a run and driven in a run in his first day back after being on the DL for more than a month.
Let me know if you heard this before with the leadoff walk scored.
Well, it's the second time that a walk has resulted in a run.
That's an excellent at bat here by Panic. Gets down in the count. 1-2. And on the 9th pitch he sees, delivers. Williamson scores.
Curveball to Posey. And it's no balls and 1 strike. And we're at 50 pitches now for Nick, just in the 2nd inning. He hasn't thrown as many this inning as the first, but still, it's a hefty load. Popped up. Santana will give it a look over toward the first base side. And just out of his reach and into one of the coolers. 0-2. Tonight's game is also available in Spanish. Just use the SAP button on your television or change the language through the menu on your cable box. It's nice having Angel and Bill with us in Los Angeles. Runner goes. Pitch is fouled again. It'll remain 0-2. Well, there are nights when you look at velocity and you say, boy, he's got good stuff. But there are also nights like this when you have good velocity where there's just not that little movement on it.
Right. And
you get all these foul balls. Am I right about that?
Or the movement or the location.
Yeah. Where everything is gettable.
Correct.
But it's hard to barrel up because it's so hard. Grounder out to shortstop. It really slowed up in the grass. And they will get panic at second base. But the Giants do add another run on an RBI single by Joe Panik. We'll go to the 3rd. It's 2-0 Giants. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information. Please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, Ben, here's the question. Who holds the San Francisco Giants record for most singles in one season? Most signals in one season.
Did I play against him?
You may have. Yeah, you may have. It would have been at the end of his career. Pablo Sandoval, by the way, is taken over, as you just saw, at first base. Bruce Bochy has lifted Brandon Belt. There must be some form of injury or something for Belt.
That's all they need. It's another injury.
Andrew Knapp leads it off, and he'll take a pitch low, 1-0. It's 2-0 Giants here in the 3rd. Knapp grew up a little more than 100 miles from here in Granite Valley, California. He was drafted out of high school, but then decided to go to Cal to play baseball. And the Phillies selected him. Inside, 2-1. Knapp has a base hit on this road trip. It was just a pinch hit. And that ended an 0 for 12, that pinch hit. There's Dylan Cousins. Grounder into the shift. And one out. All right, Dylan Cousins now in his first major league at bat. He made the on-deck circle look really small, by the way. Dylan 226 in AAA with 10 home runs and 25 runs batted in. As everybody knows, though, within the organization and outside the organization, he has power. And he grounds one to the right side. Diving attempt by Crawford, and Cousins on the first pitch he sees has his first major league hit.
Big leagues are so easy. Congratulations, Dylan.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. His family followed him from Los Angeles to here in San Francisco. Pablo Sandoval's not a small person, by the way. Here's Pivetta.
He's so big. Right through the shift.
By the way, the other part of Cousins' game is that he can run. 7 stolen bases this year.
You can't even see Jose David Flores behind him. Just completely blocked him out.
Pivetta squares and bunts it to the right side. Sandoval tags him out. And Cousins up to second base. Sacrifice successful.
Self-defense there. Excellent job just to get that down. Get one back right here.
Long at bat for Cesar's first time up. I believe there was a cross-up.
Yep.
Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be a mound visit if Buster Posey asks. But it is going to be a mound visit, as Ed Hickox will mark it down. So Hickox coming out to break up the conversation, so they're trying to get their sign straight. I have to correct that. It's only not a mound visit if they're out of mound visits. That's when he can ask to go out there.
Well, I think that one actually should be considered a mound visit because he was out there forever.
Well,
usually if it's just a straight cross up, hey man, we're going signing after 2. You just, you know, I put down 2-1, 3-3. It should have been a fastball. You know, it's that easy, but he was out there forever. Obviously, they were discussing other things.
1 ball, no strikes to Cesar. Breaking ball, and it's 2-0. Outside, 3-0.
I'd love to see this series. As Cesar hit one in that Bermuda Triangle in right center field and just watch him run. Triples Alley, they call it here. There's a lot of territory. .421 feet away. Barry would hit them in BP, they're still rising as they went past that sign.
That ball 4, so Cesar's aboard. All right, so 2 on. Bonds with his 756th home run out in that area. There have been 78 balls that are technically the splash hits over the right field wall, not over near Triple's alley, by the Giants. Brandon Belt, the last one to hit one into McCovey Cove.
Barry has 38 or 39, I believe.
In that neck of the woods. Actually wanted to watch Cousins during BP to see how many he put out there. No balls and 1 strike to Kingery. Kingery reached on a single his first time up, a bloop single to left. Outside corner, 0-2. Almost makes you think they were working around Cesar for some reason. I guess they wouldn't, though, with a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, not this early in the ball game.
But nothing was close compared to what's happening here with Kingery.
Chris Stratton juiced it up a little bit right there at 93. We talked about it. He'll sit right about 91. Has a little more in the tank.
Outside, 2-2. Stratton's a former first-round pick by the Giants out of Mississippi State. From Tupelo, Mississippi.
Did someone else go to Mississippi State that played for the Giants?
Will the Thrill. He's here tonight.
I was being facetious. Double pleasing the fans.
Curveball swung on and missed. Third strikeout for Stratton, and the Phillies leave a couple here in the third. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 men left. Middle of the third, Dylan Cousins got hit number 1 in his back pocket. $100,000 nest egg. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly and buy your local Ford store. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. That is out beyond the center field wall. Got TVs plus the batting cage if you want to take a peek at that. A little netting up top just in case a ball comes out in that area. But they're not really watching the game. They're just watching the TVs. Just be outside, Ben. Soak in the atmosphere. Breaking ball out toward right, and Cousins under it. That makes the catch for the first out. Yeah, that'll bring Pablo Sandoval up for the first time. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murphy.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Well, while we're watching today, we're watching two guys here that can really spin the baseball. Ben, you talked a little bit about spin rate in terms of fastballs in the open. Well, we're talking spin rate in terms of curveballs when we talk about Nick Pivetta and Stratton here tonight. In fact, they are two of the best in baseball. If you have a pretty good spin rate on your curveball, well, good things happen with your curveball. If you look at the numbers, talking revolutions per minute, Seth Lugo's tops in all of baseball, but Chris Stratton comes in at number 2, 3,107 revolutions per minute with his curveball. Go a little bit further down on that list, and there's Nick Pivetta, number 6 on the list. And like we said, if you have a good spin rate with the curveball, then you're going to get a lot of action on that curveball and a lot of swings and misses. So we're watching two of the better ones today. 98 qualifying pitchers in baseball who have thrown over 100 curveballs that they get ranked on that list. And we've got number 2 and number 6 pitching in this game.
Yeah, I think one of the things that stands out even more so than Pivetta with his spin rate with his curve is the spin rate with his fastball. That's what's given him a little bit more of a kick with his fastball this year. Isn't that right, Ben?
Absolutely. And it's also obviously your arm speed.
Right.
You know, you obviously have to, if you're going to throw 95 miles an hour, obviously you need a quick arm. Same thing with a curveball. You be able to spin the ball, same mechanics, but basically the grip is going to dictate. It's still the same speed. It's not like you're slowing your arm up. So your arm's still coming through at the same speed. It's just the grip and how you position the baseball in your hand.
Pulled foul.
Heads up, Greg Murphy.
Tommy Hunter had to slide out of the way.
Yeah, he did.
Jim Gott did not move, though. The veteran bullpen coach for the Phils.
That's because down there. The ball was scared of Jim Gott.
That's right.
I need to stand next to him then.
Swing and a miss. Sandoval leaning forward, going down on strikes. Third strikeout for Pivetta.
Talk about that spin rate, Greg Murphy. Here it is. Good curveball here. Obviously, Panda reading fastball.
I thought you were talking about my spin rate getting away from that baseball. I think it spun 3 times.
You know who didn't move also? Pete didn't move. Our camera operator down there, Philadelphia zone. I want to wish Pete's wife Sue a happy birthday today. There's Pete. And a boy. Sue, happy birthday. Hubby's okay. Didn't get that foul ball. Out toward right center field. Odubel and Cousins makes the running grab. The side is retired. Odubel had to stay clear of Dylan Cousins, who was able to corral that a 1-2-3 third inning.
He didn't want to get in front of this freight train. My goodness, that would not have ended well for Odubel. We're on to the 4th.
by sharing a photo or video with hashtag Hats Off for Heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans. Oh, that's a big ship. Odubel will lead it off here in the 4th inning. It's 2-0 Giants, and he takes outside. Odubel hit into a double play his first time up. Two and 0. Might go a long way for Odubel if he can work out a walk or two.
Walk or two, double or two.
Yeah. Just to get him back into that sort of that rhythm. 47 pitches now for Stratton. The opposition hits .233 against him with his first 45 pitches in games. And then on average 46 and above, the opposition hitting .282. Got a pitcher's pitch there on that called strike. In the dirt, 3-2. Carlos Santana waits on deck. It is only a 2-0 deficit for the Phils.
Feels like a lot more because Phillies haven't done anything offensively. Nothing hit hard.
Odubel just barked something. I think John Maley then said something back to him from the dugout. Phillies hitting coach. That one's pulled down the right field line. Foul. Wow, that was a rocket. That was a bullet. I mean, that one flying over the concourse area and into the water.
That ball hit hard, obviously, but
exit velocity was 110. Bloop. Out toward left center field. This one's well hit. Hernandez on the run, and he'll make the catch as he slides to stop himself on the warning track. One out here in the 4th inning.
Excellent play.
Gotta say, though, it's a good sign for Odubel.
Yeah, he stayed on the pitch, drove it the other way. And the Phillies only have 2 hits, neither one of which was hit hard. But that, you're right, Tom. That's a good swing there by Odubel.
Yeah, and the fact that he was able to get his hands through on that on the one that he pulled foul too. Here's Santana. Santana grounded out to the right side his first time up, but it's 1 ball and no strikes. He was a big reason why the Phillies swept that 4-game series against the Giants with 13 RBIs in the 4-game set. I think he's got a lot of pine tar on his helmet.
And some tape.
A bouncer right side. Panic backs up on it. 2 outs. That brings us to our Geico quote of the day. Maikel Franco on missing home plate yesterday. A couple of guys asked me right away, did you touch home plate? I was like, no. But that's all that matters. We got the run, won the game. Don't go back because he has the ball. If I try to go back, I'm probably going to be out. I walked to the dugout and just waited to see what would happen. What did we say to him last time when he walked on the plane? Just act like you know what you're doing.
That's right. I had a lengthy conversation with him again today about it. He said, if I go back there, Grandal's going to pick the ball up and tag me. He said, I just wanted to play it off.
Here it is yesterday. Ball hit by Alfaro. Bellinger makes the play. 2 outs. Pitcher's coming up. Dusty Watson sends Franco. And he was nowhere near the plate as the ball went loose. Franco spins that one to the right side. Panik is up with it. And the Phillies go down in order here in the 4th inning. Nice catch by Hernandez to begin the inning. He'll bat 3rd for the Giants in the bottom of the 4th. And by Jefferson Health. Call 800-JEF now or visit jeffersonhealth.org. Phillies trail at 2-0 as we move on to the bottom of the 4th inning here in San Francisco. And Brandon Crawford will lead it off. He is 0 for 1. He fly to right field his first time to the plate. And Pivetta delivers a little high with a slider. Popped him up. Back at 3rd. Franco on the run. So is Williams. And Williams is looking and he kicks it into foul territory. Crawford is going to be safe at second base. It'll be a leadoff double. Williams thought Franco was going to get it at the last moment. Franco thought Williams would get it. And the ball jarred off the, I guess, the arm of Nick Williams and into foul territory after it hit Franco.
When you're going good, you get doubles like this. I don't think either one of them really saw it.
No.
I know Nick didn't see it off the bat because of the sky. Went off Nick's right ankle.
It went off something. It never did hit Franco, but it went sharply into foul territory. Yeah, I think it did go off his ankle or leg. So the Giants have a runner in scoring position. And Mac Williamson is up. He walked and scored his first time. Good fastball, 95, blew it right by him. Nice crowd on this Friday night here in San Francisco. Capacity is 41,900 and change here at AT&T Park, a beautiful ballpark that opened in 2000. as Williamson fouls it back to the screen. Giants had a consecutive sellout streak of 530 at one point. Second longest sellout streak in Major League Baseball. To the right side, that'll get Crawford over to third. 4-3 on the putout.
Nice job.
Hey, he tried to do it the whole at bat.
Yeah, he's down 1-2 and gets it to the right side.
Celebrate the 2019 New Year and join Phillies players Rhys Hoskins and Scott Kingery, along with the Bull, Greg Luzinski, and the Philly Fanatic on a Phillies Vacations trip to paradise. It's an unforgettable 5-night vacation to the Bahamas, January 8th through the 13th of next year. Space is limited, so make sure you act quickly. Go to Phillies.com/Phillies Vacations, or you can call 877-833-7326. No balls and 1 strike. Hernandez struck out looking his first time. One ball and 1 strike. Ben, you should go on that cruise.
Really?
You and Meg and Mickey. Huh?
It'd be fun.
Ground ball foul. It's 1-2. Got trivia night. Can incorporate Glenn into that, or Lil Joe. You and the son.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to bring some long sleeve shirts, some big hats.
Are you going to the Alps? It's a fun in the sun vacation, Ben.
I mean, you can't wear long sleeves. That's what I do in Sea Isle.
I have seen you with your long sleeves. Nice play by Knapp. It's 2-2.
Nick just doesn't seem to have the finish on his pitches tonight. And that's why all the foul balls, see the pitch count at 76.
With the dirt again, 3-2.
Like there's no budge there by Hernandez. You know what I mean? Like there's no sense of urgency. Like they're picking it up out of his hand.
Over toward the hole and a base hit to left field for Hernandez. RBI single brings home Crawford. 3-0 San Francisco. Like that?
Yeah, and I think that was kind of a predictable pitch with the pitcher up next. You know, you got a base open, double play still going to be in order. And see how it just kind of rolls. It doesn't have that sharp bite on it. It's just right in the middle there. And he had seen so many of them in that at bat, Tom. That's what I'm saying. He was obviously, he spit on a couple down in the dirt, and that told me that he's seeing it. He's seeing that breaking ball out of the hand. It's always easy to second guess up here, but I'm just saying from his reaction, his takes on those breaking balls, he was seeing it.
Pitch distribution tonight. More curveballs now than sliders. Stratton squares, bunts it toward the right side. And it'll be 3 unassisted. I have to admit, I didn't notice being down on the field before, Ben. I don't know if you noticed it. This infield grass is really slow.
It is. Always has been.
And I say that because that ball that was bunted right there was bunted hard, and then all of a sudden, once it touched the grass, it started to slow.
Yeah.
And we noticed that there was so much water along the infield and in front of home plate early on in the ball game. Panik takes a breaking ball for a strike, 0-1.
I think the majority of the time this thing gets beat up by the sun during the day.
Two and two. A fastball in the inner half, 96 on that one. Average four-seam fastball has been 95 miles per hour. At a check swing, and it's 3-2.
Andrew and Nick might want to look at maybe starting to mix in some more sliders and/or changeups, because it just doesn't seem like he has a feel for that curveball.
He's only thrown one changeup tonight. This will be the 21st pitch of the inning. It's the third inning tonight out of 4 where he's been in the 20s with his pitch count. And the 3-2 pitch coming to Panik. Fouled down the left field line and out of play. In the first, 26 in the second. Stabilized things a little bit in the third, huh? With 10.
Yeah.
And now at 21.
It's just a heavy workload tonight.
Hey, he's due to bat fourth. I wouldn't be surprised if he's pinch hit in the top of the 5th inning. I mean, I know they'd like to get him through 5.
I'm going to find some offense somewhere.
Panik walks for the second time tonight. And runners on first and second for Buster Posey.
And it's the same result with that pitch.
And Rick Kranitz coming out. Rick's going to go out. Somebody's going to get up and start to loosen in the bullpen. It'll be Mark Leiter. So while they talk of the mound, Leiter will start to warm up here in the bottom of the 4th. Phil's fans, this is your chance to be a VIP at our next Authentic Fan Night, which is June 19th. Grab the Authentic Fan ticket package now to get an exclusive hat and a chance to upgrade to seats right behind home plate. The surprises don't stop there, so grab your tickets now. All right, the meeting is over. 2 outs, runners at first and second. And Posey, who is 1 for 2, will be the batter. Fastball right down the chute, 0-1. by pitch. So Posey will take first. Yeah, that'll load the bases up for McCutchen.
Giants have him loaded.
And McCutchen a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1.
This outing tonight for Nick has just been arduous. I mean, I don't know any other way to put it.
McCutchen's numbers with the bases loaded. One runner's in here in the fourth inning. There's a curve, and it's 0-2. Check swing, and Pavetta's got it. He'll just take it to the bag and beat McCutchen. And that'll wrap up the inning. The Giants do score one. It could have been a lot worse. They leave 3. We move to the 5th inning. It's the Giants 3 and the Phillies nothing. For medical field, HP's page-wide technology offers the best of cost of ownership in class. And your dedicated WB Mason driver will deliver your printer wherever you want. Nobody beats WB on HP. Nick Pivetta sits in the dugout. His spot is due to come up 4th in the inning, as Nick Williams leads it off here in the 5th inning. Williams struck out his first time up. Pulls to the right side, and that's a base hit for Williams.
Oh boy. Get something going here.
Andrew Knapp will now be the hitter. He grounded out his first time up. Knapp takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Well, one thing about Stratton tonight is that he's had command of his pitches. But he did come in with an ERA of just under 5. 58 hits, 27 walks.
Talk about that high ERA in May, 6.31.
Yeah, 4-1 in May. The opposition hit .311 against him. They slugged .563 against him. Ball is low in the dirt, 1-2. His only loss, though, in May was to the Phillies. Opposite way, foul behind home plate. And it remains 1-2. Phillies have managed just 3 hits tonight. All 3 have been singles. Cousins on deck. Mitch Walding is on the stairs, so he'll pinch hit for Nick Pivetta. Two balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Knapp strikes out, and that is the 4th strikeout for Stratton. 1 away here in the 5th inning. Dylan Cousins coming up. His last AB resulted in his first major league hit. A single between Crawford and Joe Panic in the 3rd inning.
Goes after that first one. It's a sinker down and away. Just eludes Brandon Crawford. Something he'll never forget. Had a birthday yesterday.
He tweeted out best birthday he's ever had.
Told us that when he got on the plane. I was walking back through the tunnel today, and Pedro Guerrero was down there, and he had Dylan Cousins' bat. I said, "What do you got there?" He said, "This is Dylan's bat." I said, "It looks like a piece of furniture." I think it looked like a table leg. It's a 35, 32 and a half. Is the size of that bat. And Pedro said, "This thing's big, isn't it?" I said, "Well, he's kind of a big man."
First Phillies player to get first major league hit on his first pitch since Steve Montgomery back in 1999.
That would have been a good trivia question.
Yeah, it would have. It's that one foul down the left field line. Pulls that one foul past everybody in the bullpen. Craig Driver, Bob Stumpo, the ball dude, Paul Robinson.
He and his wife Ellen got married in their Giant uniforms in 1997.
That's a very understanding wife.
The bald dude down the first base side.
Inside, 3-2 to Cousins. Little Paul Fournier in the background, a little hum babe. Williams takes his lead off first. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Breaking ball and a strike 3 call. Five strikeouts for Stratton. That was a hanger.
Probably not looking for it 3-2. But you're right. That ball's at the top of the zone.
Well, here is Mitch Walding, who had an inauspicious first night in the big leagues when he struck out 4 times. Only the 10th time in Major League Baseball that something like that has happened. And he takes a strike and it's 0-1. .271 down in the minors, 7 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Fouls it off and it's 0-2.
Good swing there. Good quick bat.
Walding from Lodi here in Northern California. It's a little easier jaunt for his family to get here to AT&T Park. I asked him the other day, I said, did you grow up a Giants fan? He said, well, I kind of grew up just a fan of players. But he would come to Giants games. He said once their minor league season was over with, he said, I had the whole month of September. Outside, 1-2. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes. Stratton struck out 3 hitters in the inning after the leadoff single by Nick Williams. On to the bottom of the 5th. Mark Leiter will make his 18 debut. The official bank of the Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. Well, the Clearwater Threshers today, it was announced to have 4 different All-Stars. Austin Listy, Derek Hall, who's now up in Double-A. In fact, homered in his first Double-A game for the Reading Titans. He now has 12 home runs. Archimedes Gamboa and Bailey Falter, 4-1 with a 2.64 earned run average. Pablo Sandoval will lead things off. Sandoval came in for Brandon Belt earlier in this ball game, struck out against Pavetta, who struck out 3 in tonight's game. And Mark Leiter delivers a strike, 0-1. Mark did a nice job last year as a starter and a reliever for the Phils. Curveball, 0-2.
What Pavetta was able to get him with last time. Curveball in the dirt.
See Leiter's numbers last year. In the minors this year, he was 1-0 with a 0.82 ERA, 1 earned run. To the right side. And Carlos Santana will just tap the bag. 3 unassisted. And here's Evan Longoria, who is 1 for 2. To the Bay Bridge all lit up. You can see the Golden Gate for miles. That's not usually the case when we're here, but today you could see it for miles. I mean, there was not a cloud in the sky
all day
today. Two balls and no strikes to Longoria. Over to third base, backhanded and then dropped by Franco. Hurries the throw and it gets by Santana. I would think that's a base hit, but we'll see.
Ball looked like it got there in the air. So he just kick up on the heel of Mike Kelly, gets it, fires it across.
Yeah, it went off his glove.
They're going to give the air to Mike Kell, but I think it was there in time.
It did look like it was there in time, yeah. I thought Santana may have stretched a little too soon out instead of toward the third baseman.
Yes. He was already predisposed to where he was going to go, or
That's right.
be able to go.
Crawford out to left center field. Odubel on the run, and he's got room. And he makes the catch for the second out. Celebrate the 90s all weekend long at Citizens Bank Park, Friday, June 8th, 9th, and the 10th. A night game and then 2 day games. Phillies will celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Sandlot movie on Saturday, June 9th. Visit Phillies.com to get your tickets now. Sunday, the dads will get the John Kruk BP jersey. They're the NL Central standings. Milwaukee 36-22.
I like going to Milwaukee.
I like going to Milwaukee. Get to visit the Henry Winkler statue, right? Shots Brewery. 1 ball, 1 strike. It is not the biggest city.
Yeah, I often tell that story. We're walking downtown on that off day. Patrick, your son Patrick, was with us, and he looks around and he goes, "Dad, is this downtown Milwaukee?"
Yes, in all its glory.
It's a nice city, though. Nice folks, good cheese curds.
3-1. As opposed to bad cheese curds.
Very true.
The home state of Todd Zolecki. Three balls and one strike. A high bouncer to third, picked by Maikel Franco, and an easy throw across the diamond. No runs, no hits, one man left. There was an error. We'll go to the sixth. Giants 3, Phillies nothing. Of the starting rotation. Since the season began, the pitcher taking them out each night has done so with a purpose, while the staff sits among the ERA leaders in the National League. Against right-handers, the squad has allowed the fewest walks, home runs, and extra base hits in all of baseball. 17 pitchers in the league have held righties to under 200 averages. 4 of them wear the Phillies P. And their success is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, that's normally the case. The Phil starting staff has been so good, particularly in the month of May. Not so much tonight. Nick Pivetta goes 4 innings. He allows just the 3 runs, but a lot of pitches. And as we begin the top of the 6th inning, the Phillies with only 3 hits, down just 3-0 against Chris Stratton. Inside, 2-1. Two and two. And a line drive base hit into left field. Cesar is aboard. And that brings Scott Kingery to the plate. That may signal the Giants to get somebody up. I think they know what they have in Stratton. I mean, he's thrown 82 pitches. He barely goes more than 5 innings.
Yeah, this is his 3rd time through the lineup.
Yeah, I think that's it, Ben. I think that's a good point. I mean, in this day and age, that's looked at in a big way. And sometimes if you're a starter, you have to develop that trust before they let you go.
Right.
3rd time through. How do you do it? Well, that's a really good question. I think they let you taste it a little bit one game. Kingery bunts up the 3rd base line, and it's a foul ball, just foul. Longoria had to see that, right?
Yes.
Was he looking to make a play?
He was attacking it hard. I think because it is
That's a
hit,
great angle.
It is hit so hard.
It's really close. Not reviewable, of course. Will Smith is warming up in the pen. Kingery, I don't think, realized that it was a foul ball. I'm not sure if Flores did either. Out to center field. On the run is Hernandez. On the warning track, makes the catch. Tagging it first is Cesar. He'll go to second base. And one out.
Good swing there by Scotty.
Yes, it was.
An even better base running there by Cesar. I love this play. Love this play.
Yeah, particularly with Hernandez doing that little jump that he probably didn't need to do. It then gives the base runner more of a chance to get to second base.
When I'm commissioner, that'll go down as a sacrifice for Scott Kingery.
You should throw that into Kruk's little bag of changes that he's going to make. I think he'd buy into that for podcast part 2. Should put a suggestion box in the office.
I think that would get filled very quickly. During the day, that ball might have a chance to get out and out of here.
Could have. Odubel thought about a bunt. And it's 2-0.
Not an opportune time.
It's like fireworks when he does that.
Yeah.
Ooh. The helmet comes rolling off. Two and two.
Odubel out in front again, swings right over the top. Went soft. You think that it's goes soft again until he hits it.
Over to the third base side. Longoria's got it. Yeah, there are 2 outs with a runner at second base. And it brings Carlos Santana to the plate. Phillies offense in this series against the Dodgers only averaged 3.5 runs per game. But when they faced the Giants back in Philadelphia, they outscored them 32-8 in that series. Giants have not shut anybody out here at AT&T Park. I think if you're the Giants, you're looking at this saying this is the best this kid's thrown in quite some time. But he's commanding the strike zone, and what's probably his final third of an inning. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Kurt Young, the pitching coach for the Giants. As Hernandez leads off second, they go upstairs and Santana lays off.
Not in a terrible rush out there either, is he?
No, he's not. 2-2. Michael Franco is on deck. I think this would be his last hitter. The righty up next.
No, I think Smith is up for Williams.
Yeah.
Although Nick Williams has held his own against lefties.
He sure has.
He got 2 off Kershaw yesterday.
And now the 2-2 pitch will have to wait as Stratton turns back towards second. Swing and a miss. Got him with a curveball. 7 strikeouts for Stratton. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left in scoring position. We have played 5.5. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It's the Giants 3, the Phillies nothing. Relief work for Mark Leiter. We look back to the 5th inning. This is Michael Franco's 5th error of the season. Little bobble there. Here's the throw to first base under the glove of Carlos Santana. You want to see some 4D technology? That's right, 4D technology. That's such a cool thing to have. I've used it during the football season, and to see it here in a baseball game, I mean, it's just an added bonus as Knapp will make the catch on that bunt attempt by Hernandez. Murph, tell us a little bit more about it.
Well, Tom, to see it in a baseball game, the only place you can see it is here at AT&T Park. They're the only park right now that is currently using that 4D technology. Get this, there are 132 cameras that are being used for that technology. They've got 50 pointed at the pitcher's mound, 50 at home plate, 10 at each of the bases, and 1 down each of the lines. 132 cameras. It takes 10 seconds for them to kind of compile the shot, put it all together, and then be able to show you that 4D technology. It is really, obviously, state of the art, and Major League Baseball is having conversations with 4D Replay, which is the name of the company that has the technology, and they're also talking with individual teams. In fact, a couple of members of the Phillies front office are here tonight taking a look at that technology. You can use it up on the Fanavision here in the ballpark, and obviously NBC Sports Bay Area, and tonight, NBC Sports Philadelphia, able to also tap into that technology. It is a really, really cool thing, and who knows, it may soon be in every ballpark. If they decide, Major League Baseball decides to begin using it for their replay, they would have to put it in all of the ballparks. But right now, it's an individual conversation for some teams thinking about maybe bringing that technology into their town. But I got a chance to take a look at how it all works up in the press box. It is really, really cool. And you can imagine on some close plays at the plate or something close at second base perhaps, it would be really great technology to see what is exactly happening as you can spin it around. So very cool stuff.
Yeah, amen to that, Merv. I think that in this world that we live in right now, there's so much out there that's still developing that can enhance the production too. I mean, think about great catches, how you can get different views of great catches at the wall or even just diving grabs overall. Here's home plate. This is what Murph was talking about. And look how the helmet comes off of Odubel, and you can spin around and just watch it. I mean, that's a great shot.
That's so cool.
That was really neat.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Gregor Blanco, pinch hitting. Rolls over on it to first base. Santana shovels to Leiter, covering.
Murph, can you go through the cameras again? How many are pointed where?
There are 132 cameras throughout the ballpark. They basically run from about third base all the way around behind home plate and down to first base. There are 50 pointed at the pitcher's mound, 50 pointed at home plate, 10 at each of the bases, and then 1 down each of the lines. Wow. Just 132.
That's all there is.
Yep. I wonder why this is the only park that has adopted it.
I don't know the answer to that. I would imagine, you know, obviously being out here in this particular area of the country, a lot of tech companies out in this area. So that was probably part of the genesis where it started. But this technology, as Tom pointed out, is being used in other sports. They used it in the Olympics. The 4D Replay company has used it in the Olympics. They're talking to the Japanese Baseball League as well about implementing it over there. So it's a newer technology that is just kind of being put out there, and they're meeting with teams in Major League Baseball. They're actually using it in the NBA Finals here as well when they're in town here. It's being utilized. So they're just starting to make their mark in professional sports, and I would imagine one by one, you know, the teams are going to start to sign on.
Ground ball toward the hole, and Panic is going to have another hit. That's his second hit of the night. He's been on base all 4 times. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com. And by WB Mason. Who but WB Mason for fast, free delivery? Nobody does it better. Two outs, runner at first. Buster Posey is up. 6 hits now for the Giants. One ball and 1 strike. Popped him up. That's it. at the edge of the infield, and now into shallow right center. Cesar makes the catch, and the inning is over. No runs, and 1 hit, and 1 man left. Michael Franco will lead it off when we get back for the 7th inning. We get into the Giants bullpen. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. Dylan Cousins did indeed pick up his first major league hit. Nick Pivetta, not as sharp tonight as he's been in recent starts. 4 innings, 3 earned runs, 5 hits. Joe Panik's had a nice return for the Giants, but for the Phillies and their fans, not a whole lot of offense. Gregor Blanco stays in the ballgame to play left field for the Giants, and Tony Watson is the new pitcher. Watson's got some opposite splits going. Lefties hitting .318 against him. Righties hitting in the low 2s. Michael leads it off. And an off-speed pitch, 0-1. By the way, that 4D technology company, the reason that they're here, they are located out here in San Francisco. They also have offices in Korea and Japan.
I would think that's going to catch on very quickly in baseball.
Yeah, I think it has in other sports.
Yeah.
Murph mentioned the fact that they're utilizing it in-house with the NBA Finals. Ball popped up foul and out of play 1-2.
Tony Watson, fastball 91-93, slider 82-85, and his change will be 84-86. 3-pitch pitcher.
Yeah, we've already seen the change. Outside, 2-2.
Nair starting to warm in the Phillies pen.
Swing and a miss. And Franco is down on strikes. There's the changeup. And that's 8 strikeouts. Tonight's Coors Light refreshing finish. We spotlight Chris Stratton, starter for the Giants.
Yeah, he was really, really good tonight. 7 punch-outs. Big Chris Stratton. I talked about how much he likes to pitch to contact. Well, there wasn't a whole lot of hard contact tonight out of the Philadelphia Phillies. said 7 punch outs. The curveball was pretty decent, able to throw some off-speed pitches behind in counts. And the Giants will take that any day of the week.
1 walk for Stratton. Here's Nick Williams. Williams is 1 for 2. Singled his last time, struck out his first time. And he bounces that one foul. 0-2. One ball and 2 strikes to Williams. Down low, 2-2. Change up again. Second strikeout for Watson. 2 outs. And Andrew Knapp is coming up.
Raposi set up.
Is that a slider or a changeup?
I believe it was a slider.
It didn't have a lot of, like, it didn't have an overwhelming amount of action on it.
No, it didn't. Yeah, I think that the speed of that pitch is what got Nick Williams there, not so much the
I
movement.
would agree with that. Andrew Knapp tonight is 0 for 2, up for the first time right-handed. Ben, hot chocolate being sold. You need any?
I'm good, thank you.
Giardelli's chocolate. Oof. A ball and 1 strike.
The bottomless cup.
Does seem that way. I think they're foaming it up a little bit. See, there you go. And Knapp rolls one over to shortstop. Crawford throws him out. A 1-2-3 inning. Phillies go down in order. It is time to stretch here in San Francisco. The Phils will watch Hector Neris come in, down 3-0. All right, the question, Ben, one more time. Who holds the San Francisco Giants record for most singles in one season?
I'm going to go with the most popular Giant of all time, and some say the greatest player of all time, Willie Mays.
Willie Mays is an excellent guess, but it's incorrect. This guy would get on with the bunt single with the best of them.
Brett Butler.
Brett Butler is correct.
Wow.
Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. He had 160 singles in 1990.
Man.
Hector Neris comes on here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Mark Leiter does a nice job, 2 scoreless. McCutchen hits one skyward to left center field. Odubel on the run. He's looking at Williams, and it just drops. It'll be another extra base hit. McCutchen's flying over to third base, and he'll get there easily. The Phillies have 1 error tonight on the board, but they have made a couple of misplays in the outfield on balls that should have been caught. This one was up there for a long time.
Way too long.
And it's a triple.
See them looking at each other. And Odubel actually overruns it by a long shot.
I think he just gave way to Williams, thinking he had it.
It's Odubel's ball. But Odubel's already way past that. If he would have tried to catch it, he would have had to go back 5 steps.
I really don't know.
He overran it.
Yeah, I'm with you. Fielding percentage, the Giants and the Phillies are 2 of the worst teams in all of baseball, but in the National League, they're at the bottom. Sandoval swing and a miss, 1-1. Second triple for McCutchen. Hector's numbers, 4.87 earned run average. Oh boy, that ball bounced in front of Knapp, off his shoulders onto the top of the screen, and a run scores. It's 4-0.
That's a splitter. And it's a short one.
Wow.
Not a whole lot Andrew Knapp can do with that.
Nick,
actually, nothing he could do with that.
Ben, that ball bounced like 3 feet in front of the plate.
Oh, I know.
And a base hit to right center field. Sandoval will hold up at first. And Evan Longoria is coming up. Gabe Kapler's squad here was hoping to pick up a victory tonight because the Atlanta Braves shut out the Washington Nationals 4-0.
Faced Strasburg too.
Yep. Dansby Swanson a 3-run home run off Steven Strasburg as Longoria takes a strike. So if the Phillies could have won tonight, they would have at least gone past the Nationals.
Watch how far in front of home plate. I mean, that's a good 3-4 feet.
Check swing, he went. Right there, it's on the dirt.
Yeah. But there's just no way as a catcher you can get over top of that and smother it.
Check swing. This time he held 1-2. In that Braves Nationals game, Fultonevich had a 2-hit shutout. He struck out 11 through 106 pitches.
Wow. Struck out 11 and only throw 106.
That's true.
That is.
So the Braves lead right now is a game and a half over the Nationals, and a loss by the Phils, as Knapp was able to corral that one. A loss by the Phils would move them to 2 games back. And the Braves have taken the first 2 games of that series. Another one bounces and off the glove of Knapp. Up to second base, Sandoval.
Almost like he came into this game and said, I'm going to throw every split finger I can. Every pitch has to be a splitter.
Wow, that one was even closer to the mound than the first one.
And way offline.
Yeah, when was the last time we saw Hector throw that splitter like that, let alone twice in a game? Swing and a miss.
Another splitter.
Yep, Longoria strikes out. And Brandon Crawford's coming up. Crawford is 1 for 3, a double and a run scored. Austin Jackson is out of the on-deck circle to pinch hit.
Knapp's going to need an ice tub after this one.
He's got to be sitting there scratching his head wondering, why is this happening? And another visit to the mounds. Ty Block is the lefty, Dyson the right-hander. And a fastball, 1-1. Opposite way and a base hit for Crawford. Sandoval will hold up at third. And that'll put runners on first and third with 1 man down.
Good piece of hitting there. Try and pull that pitch. Ground ball to second. Gets that fastball down and away and just strokes it the other way. Now Victor Arano will get loose.
Yeah, and Austin Jackson will be the pinch hitter. I think this is also concerning from Hector's standpoint. And not that, you know, Gabe has said he does not have a specific closer. I mean, if anybody, it would be Sir Anthony the way he's throwing right now. But here's a guy who last year, or at one point, had 26 straight.
Right.
And now all of a sudden has an earned run average that's zeroing in on 5. I mean, that's concerning. Because he's not going to be the closer, but you really would like him to be a reliable piece for this bullpen. I mean, he's in mop-up duty now, in some ways, right, Ben?
Yeah.
I mean, it was only 3-0 before the inning began, so technically they were trying to keep it at that.
I thought it was a good ball game. The game wasn't over, or isn't over by any means, but I think it was a good opportunity to get him into a ball game, get him back in the flow of things.
One ball and one strike to Jackson.
I don't think the misplay to McCutcheon to lead off the inning helped out much.
No, and that's true. This could be a whole different inning, and would be, but his command is still, it's still off. Jackson swings over the top of that split, and it's 1-2. Swing and a miss. 93 on that fastball. 2 outs. Yeah, so that misplay did set the tone for the inning, but the command though is still problematic.
Well, you don't like him throwing his bread and butter pitch 4 or 5 feet in front of home plate.
That's it.
But if he could get out of this with just the 1 run, I know he's still giving up a run, but
yeah, but it's not necessarily all his fault.
Right.
Hernandez has an RBI single. That ball gets away. Crawford will go to second base. That'll be another wild pitch.
3rd of the inning.
Check swing, foul ball, 0-2. And it remains no balls and 2 strikes. Ooh, pretty close. Must have been a little low, and it's 1-2. That's a nice spot, though. Take a look at pitch gas presented by PJ Willehans. Yeah, just below the strike zone.
Probably be his last hitter.
Swing and a miss. He got him. Struck out 3 in the inning. The Giants do score a run on a misplayed ball in left center and a wild pitch, the first of 3. We'll go to the 8th. Dyson's coming in for the Giants. Honda dealer or visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Top of the 8th inning, Phillies trail at 4-0. And Sam Dyson will take over for Tony Watson. Watson won an inning and struck out 2. So now Dyson is on. Dylan Cousins will lead it off. Picked up his first major league hit in his first at bat.
On the first pitch he saw.
I will say he stands farther away from the plate than I thought.
Yeah.
That I remembered from spring training, doesn't he?
Sure does. Way off the dish.
No balls, 1 strike. 0-2.
This looks like he can't even reach that pitch.
He is long, and you said, you know, he's got a pretty long bat. 0-2 pitch to Cousins. Swing and a miss. He is struck out for the second time. And that'll bring Jesmuel Valentin to the plate as a pinch hitter. Morano back out to the bullpen to loosen up. Looks like he'll pitch the bottom of the 8th inning. Valentin hits one down the left field line. Blanco gives it a look. It's out of play. Oh, and 2. Swing and a miss. Valentin down on strikes with that changeup.
You've been saying that too many times tonight.
Yes, sir. Interleague play continues at Citizens Bank Park on Monday, June 25th. It's the start of a 3-game series against the New York Yankees. Tickets can be purchased right now by going to Phillies.com. Yankees trail the Red Sox by a half a game. In the American League East, the Yankees have won 3 straight. Red Sox are 20 games over 500. They're 20 games over 500. Now the Yankees, yeah, they're 36 and 17. They're 19 over.
I think that race is going to go down to the wire.
For the division.
Yes.
Because it will mean something to not have to play that wild card game, even though the American League East is going to host the wild card. 2-0. Although I shouldn't really say that right now because the Mariners are 34 and 22. Shocking that they're playing that well. 2-1. Cesar takes it on the inside corner.
With the injuries, the suspensions that they've endured.
Phillies have struck out 11 times tonight. Scott Kingery on deck.
I'd say the best two divisions in baseball, NL East and AL West.
Yeah.
For the simple fact, the AL East, there's basically just, it's a two-horse race.
It's a two-horse race, right. West, there's 4 teams over 500, including the A's, who are 30-28.
Right.
6.5 back. And in the National League East, 3 of the 5 are over 500. The Mets are 1 game under.
Right.
Swing and a miss. Dyson just struck out the side. Phillies go down in order. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 4-0 Giants on top.
Northeast, the Phillies partnering with Spin, which is an organization that helps provide high-quality education to children of all abilities. Today was the ribbon cutting for Spin's all-inclusive outdoor science classroom. The Fanatic and the Phillies ball girls were on hand for a stroll through the yard, and then they got to play at the different stations as well at the outdoor science classroom. It was a grant from the Phillies charities that helped make this all happen. So a great day in the great Northeast this morning back in Philly, guys.
And the fact looked like he was having a good time there.
Always.
Victor Arano will take over, and Gregor Blanco will stand in. Arano a 2.08 ERA. Tonight here at AT&T Park, it is Autism Awareness Night. In fact, you know the Phillies have the theme nights where they have special tickets. Well, here the Giants were giving out the Will Clark miniature, I think it was a miniature bobblehead in honor of Autism Awareness Night. The ball's in 1 strike to Gregor Blanco. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Blanco grounded out his only time up in tonight's ball game. And a foul tip hung on to by Andrew Knapp. And one out here in the 8th inning. We mentioned it was Autism Awareness Night here at AT&T Park before the ball game tonight. You see the guy in the red, that's Jim Gott. And the guy in the black, that is Will Clark. And Jim caught the first pitch from his son Nick today. Nick is on the trip with Jim and his wife Kathy. And $10,000 donated by the San Francisco Giants. Will Clark, his son Trey, has autism. And Jim and Kathy have 2 boys who have autism. And Jim has done, and Kathy have done amazing work over the years to help kids with autism in the Southern California area. One of the more likable guys that you'll ever meet in the game, Jim Gott. We got a chance to come over to the ballpark with Kathy today. And they had a lot of friends and family that were here as part of the Autism Awareness Night.
Really cool.
Yeah. And Will and his wife, they do an awful lot too because Trey has autism. In fact, if you ever saw the 30 for 30 about Will Clark and Rafael Palmeiro, Trey is featured in that. Will still uses the same model first baseman's mitt just to play catch that he used during his days. The closed web. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Inside, 2-2.
Hey, every year I get to play in the Drive for Autism. They hold it every year at the DuPont Country Club in Delaware, and it's such a great cause. They always do it before the race. All the NASCAR racers come in and they play golf. You know, they're the celebrities and they play, and it's really a great cause, and the amount of money that they're able to generate through that tournament is phenomenal. Artie Kepner does such a great job, and be a part of something like that, it makes you feel good.
Sure does.
It really does.
Do you win the longest drive competition?
Not all the time, but I swing hard.
Have you won it in past years?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you have.
A couple times.
Murph, that was kind of a rhetorical question, but he did answer it. Buster takes low, 1-0.
But he does swing hard, just in case he hits it.
How is that a rhetorical question, Murph?
Because I knew the answer.
I didn't say it was a rhetorical question.
I was asking. I was trying to exclude Tom from the conversation.
Oh, I get that. Okay.
1 ball and no strikes to Posey. And he pops it foul over Murph's head and out of play. And it's 1-1. Ben does hit a golf ball very far.
Thanks, partner.
Yeah.
Murph, how's the weather down there? Chilly a little bit?
No, it's not too bad. Actually, it's like right on the edge of being chilly. I'm fine. I have a jacket on. I'm good.
What would be what would
Right
constitute
on the edge.
what would constitute chilly?
I don't know. I guess like 2 degrees colder than it is right now.
That'll put you over the edge?
Perhaps a northern breeze. Yeah, right now I'm good.
Just 1 jacket?
I only have 1 jacket on because I only brought 1 on the trip.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
I don't have that.
No.
Or that.
No.
That.
No. You have that.
Yeah.
Not our fault you forgot your pullover.
Did I say it was your fault?
No.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Posey strikes out. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Victor Arano. And the Giants go down 1-2-3. On to the top of the 9th inning. Last chance for the Phils. not gotten a whole lot going. They have 4 hits. All 4 are singles.
Nick Williams probably being the hardest hit one of those singles. Probably the hardest hit ball was a foul ball that Odubel Herrera hit. Honestly, honestly, that was it.
It's not going to get it done. Top of the 9th inning, and Scott Kingery will lead it off. Hunter Strickland is coming in. He's the closer for the Giants. This is not a save situation, but I think if you're Bruce Bochy, you're thinking, we got to get some wins here. Let's make sure we nail this one down. A win tonight, and the Giants would move into 3rd with the Dodgers. That's where they were at the beginning of tonight's game, and Dodgers won. Colorado lost to LA 8-1. No, Colorado beat LA 8-1. Excuse me. LA won 11-8. I'm looking at the scoreboard there, and I look at the scoreboard on my computer, and the ones next to LA are split apart. Looks kind of odd from our vantage point. It doesn't look odd there. Anyway, the Rockies have lost 2 straight. One ball and 1 strike to Kingery. Punch shot out to second base. Panic is up with it, and
Safe.
Kingery will beat that one out. Atta baby. Way to hustle.
Panic did not.
Reminder after the ball game, Michael Barkett and Ricky Bowe are standing by for Phillies post-game live presented by Cure Auto Insurance. They'll talk about the Phillies' struggles against Stratton tonight, and also Nick Pivetta struggling somewhat with his commands. All that and more coming up on Phillies post-game live presented by Cure Auto Insurance. And now Odubel's up. Odubel's 0 for 3. He's grounded into a double play. He's flied out to center on a nice play by Hernandez, and he's grounded out to 3rd. Strickland watches as Odubel lines one into the corner down the right field line. Kingery on his way to 3rd. He'll be held there. It'll be a double for Herrera. And the Phillies have runners on 2nd and 3rd with nobody out here in the top of the 9th inning.
I've seen this happen to closers before. They get brought in a non-save situation. They don't have that same adrenaline going. What the Phillies can turn this into. Fastball, middle. Odubel on time. Ball was cooked.
Yes, it was. Here's Santana with nobody out. He's 0 for 3. Inside and high. 1 ball and 1 strike. One more base runner. That means the tying run's coming to the plate. Michael Franco near the on deck circle. Santana strikes out.
That slider's gotten so good for Strickland. This is the 13th strikeout for the Phillies tonight. 13th. Take a look at the slider. And Strickland was predominantly fastball, fastball, fastball. Throw a slider every now and again. It wasn't real good. Got together with John Smoltz.
Adebry Ramos warming up in the bullpen. Phillies hope they can get to him. They're down 4-0 here in the 9th inning. Every time a Phillies pitcher records a pitch of 95 miles per hour or more, which Ramos does, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet company in Philadelphia. Well, that was a fastball right at the knees, and it's 0-2. And the pitch to Franco. Back toward the middle. Flag down by Strickland. And they get the runner at first base. 2 outs. That was a heck of a play. That was all reaction there.
Yeah, very athletic. Surprised he even turned. I guess it's
I
just
thought the same thing. I think it's just instinct.
Yeah, instinct right here, just to turn and check the runner. But you're right. This is probably would not have gotten back up the middle with Panic having the shift on, but very instinctive play there.
Here's Nick Williams. Williams in today's ball game is 1 for 3. Out to left center field. Hernandez is under it, and this should do it, and it does. The Giants have taken game 1 of this series by a final of 4-0. The Phillies did threaten to score here in the 9th inning, but they leave 2 in scoring position. So in the 9th inning, no runs, 2 hits, and 2 men left. Joe Panic is our Chevrolet player of the game in his return to the San Francisco Giants lineup. 2 singles, 2 walks, an RBI, and a run scored. Our WB Mason deliveries of the game. It starts with Evan Longoria in the 1st inning.
He got it going to score. Joe Panic, who had the leadoff walk. In the 2nd inning, scores Williamson. So he's not going in and scored one himself. Stroked the single to left field. After that, that is your WB Mason deliveries of the game.
Well, Bruce Bochy watched his staff strike out 13 Phillies tonight. Shoe was on the other foot compared to the last series at Citizens Bank Park. 4-0 Giants. We'll be back to wrap it up right after.